Good evening. It is Tuesday. It is our new time slot for the moment of just after 9 o'clock. And this evening we have got an evening with. So before we introduce who we have that evening with, let us go around and introduce the panel this evening. So we have got Triangle Face Tim.
Good evening. Although we are actually at Wednesday now, Ollie. So
Is it Wednesday? What day
yes,
did I
It
say
is
it was?
Wednesday.
it's Wednesday.
What
You've
day did
lost
I
a
say
day.
it was?
You
Say
said
it was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you
you've
go.
time
That just shows
travelled.
you. Well, yeah, that, and if I used my brain, I think I'd be lethal. But there we go. There we go. It's Wednesday, apparently. Thursday tomorrow. Christ, that week's gone quick. Anyway, first tangent out of the way. We are joined also by Alex, the Sego Guru. How are we doing?
Hey, yeah, not too bad. Yeah, got a bit of a throaty thing going on right now, but apart from that,
That's all
all
right.
good. Yeah,
That's
all
all
good.
right. We can't catch it over microphone, so we're all good.
Thank God, right? Yeah, thank God.
And he's wearing a Cult of the Lamb hoodie as well. That's amazing.
Naturally, mate.
Look at
Naturally.
that. That is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But for everybody here, of course, we are here to have an evening with, and that is an evening with Simon from Glass Frog Games. Simon,
Yes.
welcome, and how are you?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent.
Good.
So, the first thing we like to ask everybody who comes onto the channel, we have done this since the very beginning, and that is we like to ask people about their early gaming memories. So, what was it that got you into the wonderful hobby that is video games?
Well, my first gaming memory was playing my dad's Atari 2600, and if ever remember Pitfall.
Mhm.
So because you can go underground and you're jumping over alligators. So I was like, it blew my mind. And I still remember that game. That's my first video game memory. Yeah,
Atari 2600.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Do you know, to this day, I've still never played a 2600. Is that bad? Is that sacrilegious? I feel like it might be slightly.
I mean, I have
You know?
I have an American one that I cannot seem
Oh.
to get rid of. So if you would like an American 2600, no idea if it works. It just came as a lot with something. You are welcome to it. I have no idea how you would get it to work if it doesn't work, or it just becomes a very expensive paperweight.
It's a pretty cool paperweight, right?
So with Atari, was that sort of, did you stick with console gaming and sort of move into like the Nintendo
No.
era?
I think that the first after that I got a microcomputer and it was a Commodore Plus 4. So and that's why I'm sort of love for these sort of exploration games come out. Stuff like don't know if you ever played Mr. Puniverse.
Mr. Puniverse.
Never
I
heard
have
of that.
not.
It's a reskin of a game called Big Mac, if I remember rightly.
Big
that
Mac
one.
sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Big
and
Mac
the
sounds-
classic Finders Keepers.
I've definitely seen that before.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, I really fell in love with these the sort of singles games where you sort of move screen. And I was like, what comes onto the next screen?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the exploration. And then after that, I got a Sega Master System, and then I got one of my favorite games of all time. I guess everyone's played this one.
Yeah, I got that on
Wonder
the
Boy
shelf behind us,
3.
actually.
Wonder Boy 3.
Yeah, yeah.
My first ever Metroidvania I played. So
Mm.
it's an exploration, but then you've got like you'll find parts where you go, oh, how do I get past that? And then you get to the points, you go, oh, that's how I get past it. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So
Awesome.
So Wonder Boy 3 or Wonder Boy in Monster World? Which
I
is
Wonder Boy 3, definitely the best one, I think. Yeah. There's more linear Monster World. It's a good game though, but it's not as good as Dragon's Trap.
Okay.
And what was the other one that was like a reskin, and it was exactly the same, but it's just a reskin on a different system? Was it Adventure Island? Was actually the same as Wonder Boy?
Yeah, that was it. The original Wonder Boy Adventure Island.
Yeah.
I
I think there's a whole bunch of different like variations of Wonder Boy because of I think different like licensing things where they couldn't use the name, and then you have like different versions of the same game. There's like Wonder Boy 3. I think there's like another game that is the same as Wonder Boy 3 but with the other character. So yeah, quite a good lot of history in the Wonder Boy franchise. I always thought it was weird that you go like, oh, these Metroidvania adventure style ones, and then other ones just like running forward, hitting stuff like a scrolling platform. And they're quite different, but it's like they seem to just alternate between those.
Yeah. A bit like Castlevania as well, they do that.
Yes,
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought you were going to hold up Fantasy Star. For some reason, I saw a white kit and I thought, oh, I'm going to go Fantasy Star.
Never played the Fantasy Star on the Master System actually.
And to be fair, neither have I.
Oh, you should.
I only say that in certain companies because everybody always goes, "Oh." So
That was me.
yeah, exactly. So progressing with Sega and the Master System, did you stick with Sega till the bitter end, or did you?
Oh, I
jump
did. Yeah, as a
into-
Sega fanboy at school. Yeah, arguing with all the kids. Sonic's better than Mario and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not too sure now. I've got a bit older now. Now I'm being a bit more neutral, I think. Not too sure about that one, but yeah. Stuff like that. Until the Sega Saturn come out, and then I was saying to a friend, I'm going to get a Sega Saturn, and then you got a PlayStation, and obviously you got Wipeout, then you got Loaded and stuff like that. And I got 14, 15, so I was like, oh, I'm going to go into PlayStation. Especially the price of Saturns as well. They priced it crazy, didn't they?
the Saturn was expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the one Sega console next to Master System that I've never owned, purely because it's still an expensive system if you want to pick up and try and get into it. And all the games are on PlayStation, so I'll just stick with that for the minute. Even Virtual Cop came over.
I think they tried too hard with the Sega Saturn, if you know what I mean. Like some of the games they tried to do, they're trying to push it, and it didn't really work. Whereas if they'd just gone for if they brought out a really nice, sharp 2D Sonic game that wasn't anything to kind of like pushing the graphical boundaries, but just a slightly better graphics than the Mega Drive, but it's Sonic, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the stuff they did do is like that real sort of weird polygonal 3D attempts, and some of the games were just a bit But
Are you saying Sonic R isn't good?
I mean, to be honest, I actually quite enjoy Sonic R. I would argue that it's probably not good, but for some reason I enjoy it, and I can't tell you why. But it is quite fun.
What about Sonic 3D though? The Saturn version.
I mean, I've only played the Mega Drive version of Sonic 3D. Yeah, I've only played the Mega Drive version of that, and it's okay. It's not. It didn't quite survive the jump to 3D in the same way that Mario did. Mario seemed to become a lot better in 3D, and Sonic not so much. But it was the speed of it all. I think Sonic's meant to be going around the loops really fast. That doesn't translate to 3D very well.
That is true. That is true actually with Sonic. I think although when you play games like Sonic Generations, that actually is a really good 3D Sonic game, but really works well with the speed element of it being Sonic. But yeah, no, that's really good if you've never played that before.
I also think, just while we're on that tangent of 3D Sonic games, Sonic Adventure is still for me one of the best Sonic games. That managed to do 3D Sonic really well. So I don't know. Yeah. It's like they cracked it and then went, let's do something different. Why? That worked.
Yeah.
There's that weird thing with Sonic. It was like, oh, this time it's Sonic, but he's a werewolf. That's what fans wanted. And it's like, oh, it's Sonic, but you have to constantly run forward and you can't turn around. I was like, right. So there's some odd Sonic ones out there.
Never played most of the later ones in a Wii. No.
The Colors is great. Sonic Colors is really, really good fun. Really good. There's a great port of it to PS4 and Switch, and that's a really good 3D Sonic game. But yeah, Sonic Unleashed with the Were Sonic? That was
Isn't there one where he has a sword as well?
There's
Sonic Knight.
That's the one.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Well, there we go. We've diverted straight away onto that with all the Sega memories. So building up to where you're sort of at now in terms of gaming, what is your sort of current gaming systems of choice?
Oh, I've just bought a PlayStation 5 myself because I got one for my son for Christmas, but he takes to his room, so I never get to play in it. So I've just got that at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking at getting some games on that one. Usually it's a Switch, so I can sit down and play it. And it's usually it's that card game with Balatro, is it?
Oh, Balatro,
You can sort of do things and play at the same time.
Yeah,
so I've got that one, and I've got Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, the sort of 2.5D one. Metroidvania, I really want to play that as well. So they're the ones I'm trying to get into. Oh, and Space Marine 2. I've just got the that's quite fun.
What's that like? Is that good? Because I saw a lot of trailers for that, and it looks a bit Gears of War-y.
He's very, yeah, he does feel a bit Gears of War.
Right. Yeah, because my partner's just got into Warhammer. And I've seen, obviously, the Space Marines. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I think it's made on Unreal, isn't it? So, same engine.
What's that?
I think it's Unreal, isn't it, the engine? So it's.
Is it? Right, okay. And it just, something about it looks just really awesome. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could get into Warhammer a bit here, or at least kind of the lore behind bits and pieces and stuff. So,
yeah, I've only played the first chapter, but it's good fun.
Yeah, it looks it.
Yeah. My son is the Warhammer nerd. He's literally come back this evening. He's been up to Nottingham to Warhammer World for a couple of days with his partner, and
nice.
He makes the pilgrimage at least once or twice a year. Comes back, spends a fortune. His entire room just looks like the Games Workshop. It's terrifying.
Have you been there?
I took him for his 16th birthday.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is very cool. It's you don't have to be into it to appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So that was really cool. That motherfucker's 23 now, and you're like,
wow.
Where did that? Well,
23.
yeah. Either way,
wow.
I'd kill to be 23 again.
I was gonna mention Bolt Gun. If you played that Warhammer, that is a good. That is actually really good fun. Because it's like it feels like you're playing Doom or something from that sort of era, but with some nice sort of modern day loading times and things like that, and it's very smooth. But that's a real fun one, Bolt Gun.
Bolt Gun's great, fantastic graphical style as well. Yeah, really, really rate that game. Very fast as well, which is dead cool. Oh my god, there's so many great games on the PS5. Don't believe what anyone says when they're like, "Oh, there are no good games on the current." Sod off. There's tons of good games.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're into horror, Simon, but I'm just currently balls deep in Resident Evil Requiem, and that might be the best looking video game I have ever seen.
Yeah, my friend said it's fantastic. Yeah, I still need to play that myself.
It's something special. I've just gotten to the Raccoon City Police Department again, and that was like seeing an old friend. It was, very cool. I think I'm really quite far into it now as well, or I feel like I'm really far into it. But that's all I've done on my week off is play Resident Evil. It's fucking great.
I think you're ahead of me now, so I'm going to have to try and catch up. But yes, I think they have definitely got the horror right. Like, I really enjoy the segments where you're playing as Grace.
They're my favourites.
Limited ammo, and she is always scared. So, like, she's always like breathing heavy and panicking a little bit. And it kind of makes you panic a little bit because she's like scared all the time. Whereas then when you're Leon, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go kill some zombies. This will be fun. And then you go back to being Grace again. It's like, oh no, this is scary again. Because I don't have an abundance of ammo and the character I'm controlling is not happy. But there you go.
See, I do really want to play it. And I quite like the fact that, because you can play in first person and third person now, can't you? You can switch between. And I think for me, 7 I thought was pretty cool. 8 I've not even played, which is
great.
Terrible because I love Resident Evil, but I still haven't played it. But when I saw 9 and the fact that you could switch between the two, and then it's also you're going back to Raccoon, like the police department and everything, I was like, okay. I feel like I need to play this now.
Yeah, they have perspectives for each character that they recommend. So they do recommend you play first person as Grace because of the horror elements, and then third person as Leon to get the most out of all the John Woo and John Wick styled gunplay that he has. So that's how I'm playing it. But man, it's great. The story's phenomenal as well. They've really done a good job of not going totally out the weird park like they did in 6, and they're sort of bringing the story back a little bit. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a win. Right, let us dive into our first proper question for you, Simon, and that is getting started as an indie developer. So what was it that got you into the part where you were like, do you know what, this is for me, I am going to make a game? And what got you started on that journey?
Got me started. I've always wanted to make games since a little kid. I don't know if any of you used to do this as a little kid, but it's A4 pieces of paper, fold them in half, so it makes an A5. Like draw the front cover, so it like the front of the cover of the game, and then the first couple of pages will be like the story, and then you put lines going across each page, and each page will be a level. So I've always been making little games in that sense.
Cool.
Then after that, about probably late 90s, early 90s, I was playing around with Game Maker and Construct and stuff like that, making my own games.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bit later, I think I was reading Edge magazine, and I was like in out of college. I wasn't too sure what to do, and they were talking. It would come with like a careers, and it's going about like universities that do game design. And I see Bolton University did it, so I thought, what the hell? I'll go to do game design. So did game design at university, and then I left, went to work for Sony for 5 years, and then I left and started making my own games then. But I think at Sony, I was playing around making some mobile stuff, so I knew I could do it full time. So yeah, I decided to find a plunge about 2014.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like a casual little throw in there. Yeah, I just worked for Sony for 5
Yeah,
years. So
I was about to say that.
what
Nice.
what were you working on when you were at Sony?
I was a game tester at Sony. So I worked for about 6 months in first party, so stuff like Heavy Rain, stuff like that. I was on 3 months. I spent 3 months on Buzz on PSP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I was testing the languages, so I was just like spending days on like Buzz in German. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just making sure it all works. So
Yeah,
that was quite tedious. But most of the time I went to third party, which was a format where basically games come in, you've got to give them a playthrough and to make sure they work. So I was on quite a lot of games really. I tested most of the stuff.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is that job as tedious as some people make it out to be? Because when you hear that you're a game tester, some people play the same area of a game for thousands of hours, and they say it really put them off gaming.
Definitely in first party, where they're doing first party games, because they start from early development or from alpha right all the way through. And you have people there who's an iPad. Remember iPad for PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
We were on that for a year and a half every day, just snapping the egg playing it. So I don't like
my God.
let's kill themselves. So, yeah. So it can be very tedious. Luckily, the department I was, it was had a quick turnover, so you're on a new game every 4 to 8 days, so it was quite good.
Okay. That I could probably get behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of playing iPad for a year and a half, I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
like Nintendogs, like for 10 minutes is enough, let alone, oh man.
I forgot all about iPad.
I
Forgot
think
about
most
that
people
thing.
have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
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 It sort of fell out, didn't the augmented reality sort of games?
Hmm.
The PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
It moved
I
to
think-
sort of VR then.
Yeah, but I think even VR is. So we got the PSVR 2 quite recent, like around Christmas time, only because I wanted the Alien game, VR game, and then Amy wanted like one of the Freddy Night,
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's
That's
games.
the ones.
Yeah, it's cool. The Alien game's actually pretty awesome, but I don't. I find myself, if I want to play VR, I really have to set aside the time to really get involved in it.
Yeah.
Whereas I would like other games, like what else have I been playing recently? I've been playing a lot of older games on PS5. Like I was playing Quake 1 and Quake 2 the other day on PS5 because it's easy to play on there, and it's just quicker to pick up and play. Whereas VR's just, I still think it's cool, and I think they could do a lot with it, but I'm still not sure if there's a mass market for VR.
The two things I'd recommend to you, because you've got a PSVR 2 and you haven't played Resident Evil 8.
No.
So I would recommend playing Resident Evil 8 on VR because that is excellent. And Gran Turismo 7.
Oh, really?
Gran Turismo 7 is phenomenal, especially if you get yourself a wheel and a pedal. So I have like a wheel, you can clamp onto a little table, get your pedals, and then VR headset on, and you're basically in whatever car you're driving for that. So
It's
that makes
like
it,
driving.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, Gran Turismo is a proper simulation, isn't it? It's not, not proper. It's not an arcadey game. It's
No.
yeah. I'd have to give it a go.
So with ditching Sony and going solo, as you said, from about sort of 2014, what was your sort of hardest challenge with kind of basically getting going on that first title? Did you have something already in mind that you were working on, or was it a decision that you made and then sort of developed as you went?
Yeah, I think so. I've made games previously, so about 2010, so about 4 years sort of experience doing it. So I set up a Glassfrog Games, and I wanted to concentrate on like kids games. So I knew what I wanted to make. I tried a few games. Luckily, development cycles quite quickly on mobile games. You can get a new game out in like 2-3 months. So the first couple of games didn't do too well, and then I was quite early on to. Have you seen the Kinder Egg games where you can open the Kinder Eggs and you get toys on the App Store?
I've not seen that.
They were really big, and I was one of the first ones to do it, so I did quite well off that. So I just sort of stuck to that formula, and luckily I did quite well. So yeah, I did it for about 5 years full time.
Wow! Because I know I'm surprised I've not come across that, because my middle daughter got really into watching YouTube videos. This probably was about sort of 2014 of people opening eggs and all these like weird toys that would just come out of them, and it just
kids are mad,
absolutely it confused the hell out of me.
It was hugely popular because like my niece was really into that, and then my kids went through a phase, and it's just like YouTube videos of somebody like say either opening up a Kinder Egg or like these Miniverse pots. They'll open up a pot saying, "Oh, I have this tiny burger. Oh, I've got this tiny thing," and that's it. And the video has like millions of views, and it's just somebody filming themselves opening up an egg. I was like, okay, yeah, but it's like, but kids will just sit there and watch it for hours if unhindered. But after a while, I was like, no, you can't just watch people opening eggs for 2 hours. You've got to get outside and touch some grass.
Or you could give them the opening the egg app. That would.
There you go.
Is it still available? I feel like I need to experience this now.
Yeah, you can. I've got a little poster here. So these are all some of the apps anyway. You can sort of see them.
Yeah.
This one here, this vending machine game is the most popular. Okay. I've got over 1 million downloads on that one, so that's quite done. Quite well. Yeah, it's the vending machine simulator. I've spent ages on some games, like 5 or 6 months, making quite complicated, and it's the simple ones that do really well.
I need to get some new games on my daughter's tablet to get her off of Roblox, because she only plays Roblox. I was like, there's a world of games that you need to discover. Stop just playing Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox and Minecraft, big ones.
Yes, those are the two. I mean, I don't mind Minecraft because I can play that with her. We play Minecraft together, another world, which we're building. But Roblox, I can't get excited about. So some new app games, vending machines, opening eggs. I think that will entice her to get off of Roblox for at least a little bit.
Excellent. So moving on from like sort of mobile game development, when did you start developing games that were sort of going to, I guess, appeal to sort of more traditional gamers? Yeah,
so that was about 2020, I think it was. Yeah, so a few things happened in the mobile scene. You got like Playmageddon, where Google changed all the algorithms, so they weren't pushing little indie games anymore. They're pushing the bigger games with in-app purchases, so that hurt sales. Then you had the EU Data Protection Act come in, so that affected ads as well. And then COVID was like the nail in the coffin for it. So I've decided I went back to full-time work, and I thought I'll make. Then there's no pressure on myself really. So then I decided to get involved with what I wanted to make. So I made 8-Bit Space, which is like a love letter to the old microcomputer games.
Mm-hmm. And what did 8-Bit Space? What did that come out on first?
It came out on. Well, I used the game engine. I used GameStar, what I used for the mobile apps, which is probably a bad choice because it didn't really have a decent level editor in it. So I initially did it for iPad because it's got 4 free screens, so it worked perfect.
Yeah.
So I did it for that first, and then I put it to Android, and I finally ported it over to PC on Steam.
Yeah. And would you say that's the game that kind of, with I say gaming, like you had success with many things before this, but was this the first thing that sort of drew the sort of more traditional gaming market to Glassfrog?
Yeah, that's it. It did quite well. Actually, I was quite surprised. I was hoping people would understand where I was coming from with it. And I think they did. I think they got the vibe from it, and they understand where like there's like a love letter to all the older Spectrum games. It wasn't supposed to be 100% like a Spectrum game, so it have the color clash and stuff like that, the limitations that they had. But you could tell it's a homage to them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And from 8-Bit Space, is that what then birthed 8-Bit Space 2, or was there other games in between?
No, I've worked on. I've been working on this about 6 years now. It's Space 2, so no, there's been nothing. Yeah, I've been slowly getting it. It's not full time. I've been doing it part time. Really, I've been a bit lazy with it. So, but yeah,
nothing wrong with being lazy.
No.
Yeah.
Do we want to pull up a trailer for 8-Bit Space 2?
Yeah,
I think that is a splendid idea.
Okay. Right. Oh, hang on. Let's go back to the beginning.
It's a cracking trailer as well, by the way.
I love the music. The music in this is spot on. That's such a good soundtrack.
It's by Scotty Ganger, the guy who did Doodle World. He played that in the NES.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That's another great game.
Yeah, good. I butchered the soundtrack a bit here because I had to cut it up a bit to fit the trailer. So.
It's that cartridge. That's the major sell for me.
Well, I had nothing in the trailer. It said it was a NES game, so I thought, I better put them in the end.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you literally have the Doodle World character in there as like I'm assuming it's like a nod to.
Yeah,
is it Nate? Is that his name? I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
now.
Nate. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, in the first 8-Bit Space, you had to go to like these temples. In each temple, you had like a character from my favorite Spectrum games, like Magic Knight and Dizzy and stuff like that. So for this one, I wanted to keep the temples in it, but I wanted to do my favorite homebrew NES games. So I asked the developers, "It's okay if I put that?" So yeah, the storyline is that sort of like these different dimensions and these like little like items from the games. So it's like that one's a crayon, and then one more I'll say it's Flea as well. So you got little blood vial as well.
Very cool.
Yeah, so.
Just had it right next to me.
There it
There we
is.
go.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, go on, Tim. I'll let you dive in there.
I was just going to say the other thing that's really nice about you can see in the trailer is using that sort of Commodore graphical style. You've still created like really nice settings. You get, oh, that's underwater, that's in space, that's a graveyard, and you can kind of see just from like the simple art style, but it really like helps create those different themes really well. It looks it's a really nice sort of use of that graphical style to make it clear that, oh yeah, you're under the sea, there's a crab, and it's like got the wavy seaweed. I think you've done a really good job with the graphics with that.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, I tried to make each level sort of stand out and have their own sort of style. For the graphics, I sort of exaggerated the pixels. So instead of like 1 pixel, it's 4 pixels. So everything's 4 pixels large. So it gives it sort of chunky look.
Nice. Have you found sort of developing? I mean, I'm assuming you can play it on NES.
Yeah, you can play it. Yeah,
So,
demoing it on the NES.
so with that, and sort of you saying that you've put sort of 4 pixels where there would be 1, did that make it difficult to put on to a cartridge or that kind of thing? Because I know that there's loads of limitations with certainly the NES cart anyway.
No, it's okay. Obviously, I had to. It took up space, so obviously I had to watch what I was doing there. It took more space than it would normally. So, but no, it works quite well actually. It translated over quite well.
Yeah. Yeah. You say you've been working on this for 6+ years?
Yeah, on off. Yeah. I noticed in the forums, I'll pop in the forums, it was like 2004, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe it's been 2 years since I've had an update. And it's like
Yeah.
2006. I'm like, oh, it's the same again. So, yeah, I've been thinking on it. I think feature creep comes in. And I'm like, oh, I need to change this, I need to add this. So I need to go now.
And how close are you to finishing, or is it now finished?
It's near enough. There's a few small bugs in it that need ironing out, and a few bits need adding. But about 95%. I'm going to start the Kickstarter, I think, next month. It did supposed to have been this month, but there's another game released on the NES called Arios. It was featured in a Develop magazine this month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a Metroidvania, a little spaceman, and it's for the NES as well. It's a physical release on Kickstarter, so it really clashed so far. I'll put mine back a bit because I don't want to sort of releasing at the same time. So.
And what's the release sort of schedule? Are you going to be sort of looking to try and release it on sort of Steam and that kind of thing first, or is it going to be sort of everything everywhere all at once, so to speak?
I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm going to put it on Kickstarter and get some physical cards made for it. So, yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to sort of release it physically. Like on Steam and stuff, Itch and stuff like that first, and then a few months later the cards will be developed. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'm thinking of putting it on Steam, putting the ROM on Steam, and everyone can download if you don't want the physical version.
Yeah.
And have you worked with anyone else on this at all? Or is this a solo project? Is it sort of all
yeah, so apart from the music, say I worked with apart from that, solo project.
Dang.
Yeah.
How?
So I prefer to work it's like say back in the day with the old Legend Coders, so working on all of that, so the idea of that, so working on a little game.
And I guess where you're doing it solo, you can kind of just go in the direction that you want to go in, instead of kind of, I can imagine in development groups, if there's like 4 or 5 people involved, right, everyone's got different ideas, and I guess it's hard to then settle on a certain path. So yeah, I can totally see why you'd want to do it solo, because it's your idea, that's what you want to see made, right?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, until you've run into problems, then working with.
Well, yeah, there is that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly not going to fire yourself, are you? So
no.
But I guess that does put. I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Some people work really well under their own sort of pressures and that kind of thing, whereas I would find that quite difficult. So I would probably be more in the tune of having a development team, so that I could have a mental breakdown and have somebody sort of rub me on the back and go, "It's going to be all right." So I'm always very sort of in awe of people that create a game effectively on their own. So it's really something.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, so like I say, been doing it for a while now, so I got a bit lazy near the end with the mobile stuff. I've got to admit, especially when it's not doing as well. It really took the wind out of sails when you release the game and it didn't really get any downloads compared to previous ones. So you have to really keep focused and try and set small goals.
Have you kind of already got ideas for other like NES games you would potentially want to create?
I was thinking after this, sticking with 8-Bit Space, but for the Game Boy Color, because it's got quite a restricted color palette, so I think it'll work quite well. That'd
be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be very cool. And do you think, would you then do that as like a Kickstarter as well, to do like a physical release and all that?
Yeah, it's fun to have a physical release. After doing so many years, it's just digital. Obviously, being far, obviously the games I used to play were all physical, so I really wanted a physical game. So, yeah,
that's awesome. Well, funny enough, Tim's creating a game, aren't you, Tim?
I am.
On the Game Boy.
Yes, coming along all right at the moment, but yes, have had a few challenges, a few bugs that I had to work out, but I think I've managed to crack a lot of the mechanics so far. But I've got maybe the end of Act 1 out of a 3-act game, I would say. So, but I've been doing it for a couple of years now. But it's not quite so. I've got me, and then my friend Chris is doing the artwork for it, and the backgrounds. And then a friend of the show, Dave Newland, he does our jingles and our music. So he's our music guy. And I said, do you want to do some music for a game? And he said, yes. So we've got Dave Newland doing the music. And it's coming along. So I'm actually going to do like a little preview video, which I've recorded, but I haven't edited and put on the channel yet. So I'll do a little preview thing soon. But it's funny you mentioned about having these little homages to different things. Like in the first one, you had little references like Dizzy and other characters and that, and now you're going with like Flea and Doodle Well and things like that. I've kind of done a bit of a similar thing, but it's lots of references to like horror movies and things like that. And then I've also kind of thrown in a few TVG/RGR references for our own channel that probably a handful of people will get the reference. I was like, just going to chuck it in there for a little inside joke, but I'm not gone overboard with that. There's a few little Easter eggs and references in there, which are fun to kind of try and chuck in somewhere.
Nice. So with 8-Bit Space 2, what's the sort of ETA? What's the release date looking like?
The release date, I think I'm going to start the Kickstarter. What are we in now, March? Probably early April. I'm thinking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm putting out some ideas for the Kickstarter, so I've got some sort of ideas to do like with the special. You got the normal edition and a special edition as well. So I've had some acrylic standees made. So,
Oh, look at that!
Very cool.
when you set it up, it's sort of like this little guy here.
That's cool.
These sort of prototypes, so I think I should be able to make them quite a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Also, I found a place that makes. I don't know if you remember these. You know the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what? Yes.
I found somewhere that makes these, so I'm going to get these made as well for 8-Bit Space. So you can see, when you move it, it sort of runs.
That's
Dang.
So
I do love me some trading cards. I'm literally sat next to 7 or 8 folders of the Final Fantasy TCG and the Gundam TCG that I've tried to put away in front of me. So I do love me some trading cards. I have to admit, if I see that in a version of something like the Power Rangers Rita's Rewind that came out recently, of course I was going to buy the nice version because Power Rangers is an old friend for myself. But then it's like includes 6 trading cards. You're like, take my money now. Might only have 6, but just take all of the money. I want those cards.
I got a couple of the stickers you had at the Bristol Video Games Expo. I was tempted to grab some more, but I didn't want to be cheeky because you had like all these stickers. I was like, I'll just take 2 stickers because I want to be reserved. But I don't like going back from the events empty-handed because my kids are always like, "Oh, what did you get?" So I was like, "Oh, I've got some stickers," and then the kids have taken the stickers. So there's some 8-Bit Space stickers dotted around the house now. I think there might be one stuck to this table actually. That's cool. There's one stuck to my daughter's desk. I think she's got a few gaming stickers where I've gone to different events and got stickers. So yes.
So how have you found the reception with taking 8-Bit Space sort of on the road? As Tim said there, you were at the fantastic Bristol VGE, which I could not make, which still kicks me in the nuts. But
yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, so it got really good reception. It was really busy, so I had a lot of feedback. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was cool. I even got the Oliver twins to play my game as well. That's like a
there you go.
Oh, nice. That's,
yeah, they're really nice. Come over and entertain me and had a quick go. So.
yeah.
did you get a picture of them
nicely
playing it?
done,
Because
so.
that's
I did, yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
We're both standing next to the one playing, and I can't remember which one was playing, but yeah,
That's cool.
really fun.
Nice. What other sort of events have you got lined up for if you're going to take it on the road a bit?
I've got one in the summer. Where is it, Alex?
Nottingham.
Nottingham, that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nottingham
Video Games Expo. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing that one, and maybe Blackpool as well. I did Blackpool
Oh, yeah.
last year, so might do that again.
Awesome.
I would love to go to Blackpool just purely because I've never been to Blackpool.
Really?
And I kind of feel like I've missed out on Blackpool seaside holidays. So yeah, Blackpool. Maybe Blackpool's going to have to happen, but I will certainly see you at Nottingham. That is an absolute definite because
Oh yeah.
Notts VGE has been yeah, even if we've driven up for the day from Bonnie, Portsmouth, we've still done it in a day if it's had to require that. So that's going to be a great time. Will that be as part of like the debug part, or?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Yeah, absolutely. Although, yeah, because what we're trying to do with the debug areas, we're starting to we want to broaden out a selection of developers who are working on indie games that are they're obviously more retro, because a lot of the retro developers actually don't seem to go to a lot of these events, and I don't know why, not really sure, but I'm just trying to get as many as we can, because I think that's an element. But I just think people want to see them. People want to play these games in person, right? So yeah, and
I think
obviously
so,
we'd love to have
especially if
Simon
you've
with us. So
got,
that's awesome.
If you've got games that have got physical release on old systems, you've then got the traders who have got, you know, Mega Drive and SNES games, and people are rifling through trying to find stuff they want. And then, there's a new SNES game, there's a new NES game that's over here, and I can actually go and play it. So it kind of segues nicely.
Well, it just leans into it straight away, doesn't it? It's like, it makes sense because
like
that's like that. It's the audience, right? It's the audience is there. That's the people you want to see these games, because they're likely the people who are going to be very invested in them. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet or anything. I'm quite passionate about the indie stuff and kind of bringing developers to these events to showcase what they're doing. You know.
No,
that's all it is.
I think it's good. I think it's important. And I think you guys are doing God's work, because people like me and Tim and Blunners, who's not here, I think he might have had a trouser accident. We get to come to these things and just meet people like yourself, Simon. We get to play a whole bunch of games. You know, we've fostered friendships out of this sort of thing. You know, we had it with Al Lowe, Flea, Tapeworm, and whatnot. Genuinely great puzzle games. But we first came across, well, I've certainly first met Al, I think, at a VGE event. And just because we were there and talking and having fun and just realizing that we have other little things in common, and it's like, cool. Well, I like Al Lowe. I can say he's my friend. And you just don't get that unless you're sort of there talking to somebody. So I think it's great. So with Nottingham, what are people going to be able to play 8-Bit Space on? What are you going to be showcasing it on?
Oh, I'll be bringing my trusty little CRT with me. I've got like a little 9-inch one, so
nice.
Bringing that down for the NES. So if anyone wants to have a to play an old school on a NES, on actually on a CRT, you can have a play.
Yeah.
I've got it running on emulators, like a Game Boy Advanced emulator and stuff like that, so you can see it on different screens.
It's the only way, right? On the CRT.
Oh, definitely.
You know?
That has to be done. So when can people? You said Kickstarter, you're looking to do sort of April time.
April time, yeah. If you go, there's a landing page at the moment, so you can click to notify me when it starts. But yeah, I think April. I think I'm going for April release.
Excellent, because I think I'm going to be on that like a large person on cake, because I just I like physical releases, as you know, you can see from your room there, you can see from mine here. It's just physical media is an absolute must in this ever increasing digital age. So if there's ever an opportunity for me to pick up a game on a physical cart of some sort, I'm always going to do that. So yes, here we are. Blunners was doing a live video of this recently, and safe to say, I think Blunners was very, very pleased and very impressed with it. I do think he chats a lot at the beginning, so you might have to skip it along a bit, Tim, for him to actually.
Yeah, I can say I've left the sound off just so there you go, he starts playing.
We don't get copyrighted on our own video.
Copyright by Blunners.
Yeah.
Come back.
The interesting part about this is like a review build. So this part you're in here is like a level swap, so you can jump through the game basically and see where you are. But it's actually hidden in the game, so you can find it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like a little homage to Mario, where you can jump in the warp tunnels.
Yeah.
So I hit that in there.
Okay, yeah.
This is where you usually start off. Yeah.
But it just, as Blunder sort of is saying when he's playing it, it controls so well. And in this ever increasing era where, you know, controls can really make or break a game, and certainly with this type of game, you know, you do need it to be quite responsive. It needs to be fairly accurate. And this just seems to tick pretty much all of those boxes. It's we sort of talked a little bit about it before we came on, but you said you spent quite a while on the controls to make sure that they were.
The first thing we did before I fleshed anything out. I worked on the controls to make sure they were sharp enough, because obviously it's quite a simple platform game. So if that's not right, the game's not going to be right. So yeah, I spent quite a lot of time trying to get it responsive.
And what sort of processes do you have to go through in order to get that? Because for someone like myself, as I say things, you know, I say ideas like they can just be made just like that, and without really comprehending actually just how difficult it can be to get something like this to work the way it does.
So a long time ago, once I did the code for it, about 5 or 6 years, but it's just tweaking variables, just the jump height, the strength, there's all different little bits like that just to get it perfect, to make sure they can just jump over a certain amount of blocks.
Just from watching this bit here, another game that this really reminds me of, which is I still feel like is a slightly underrated platform, is the original Kid Icarus on the NES. Just the way in which you traverse, going sort of up and down a little bit more, it has that sort of little bit of a Kid Icarus vibe for me, which is a good thing, because I really like that game. Hard as hell, but I really like the game.
Kind of makes me think of things like Hollow Knight as well and Silk Song, just that non-linear back and forth moving around, getting through.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Next to
explore. So yeah, it's not as hard as quite a lot of them games. I tried to make it a bit more relaxed. It's more about the exploration, finding things, more than sort of like a Super Meat Boy sort of, you know, diary on the screen sort of thing. Yeah. But the difficulty in it is, if you lose all your hearts, you don't go back to the start. You just go back to the start level, but you lose all your gems and you lose all your points. So if you want to be challenging, complete the game the highest score, then you have to do it without dying. So that's sort of the challenge there on that side. And there's loads of hidden bits in as well, so there's a lot of replay value to it.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that's really hard to get right, because you've got to have, I feel like you need to have a penalty for death in games, because there's a lot of games now that, like, I'll mention Roblox as well, because my kids play Roblox. There's no penalty for dying, and it's like they'll just play the game until they get bored, and then they'll play something else. It's like there's not enough of a challenge. And then there's other games where it's like, if you die, you get completely screwed over and you have to go really far back, and it's game over and you start from the beginning again. It's like, I don't have the patience for that anymore. So it's good to have like a good balance. It's like you need to be punished for dying, but you don't need to get completely torn apart for dying. It needs to be an appropriate punishment.
An appropriate punishment.
An appropriate punishment for your failures in a game. Because otherwise, if you don't get punished for dying, then it's not challenging enough. But if you get punished too much, then you don't want to play anymore. So you've got to kind of find that good balance, haven't you?
Yeah, I did play Dead Souls for a bit. My son's inside, and I tried it once. I died. I had to go all the way back. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, once and done. Ooh, cracking advert.
I was wondering what we were looking at then.
I'm sure someone will create a new account. Normally, someone creates an account very quickly after an advert. So. So what was some of the games that you would have sort of drawn inspiration from when you're sort of planning and making 8-Bit Space?
This one, a bit of Metroid, and then mostly microcomputer games from the early 80s, where it was all about exploration and obviously just dodging enemies, and it's not about combat. It's just all about trying to find things and exploring.
Are you able to take out any of the enemies like later on? Are there any upgrades you can take them out, or do you have to avoid them?
No, I just get it sort of like a Manic Miner style, where basically anything kills you, so you've got to dodge everything. Yeah, I like to think of it as like a pre-retro Metroidvania sort of.
Weirdly, I was literally about to mention Manic Miner. I was like, it feels like there's elements of that there, right?
Yeah. It's not as hard.
Yeah. Manic Miner is a great game. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, no, I can see the elements here, and that's it's very, very cool. Do you think? Because I see a lot of NES games get ported to the likes of the Dreamcast. Because I'm massive Dreamcast guy here. And I'm just wondering whether you think you would, because, or port it to any other systems. Like, I know you said Game Boy Color. Do you think you could see it coming to the Dreamcast? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, because it was running in an emulator on the Dreamcast, so yeah, definitely see that. Also, I found out you can port it over to the Game Boy Advanced as well.
Oh, right.
So that's pretty cool. I might look into doing that as well, because it works quite well on a small screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big goal for it as well. I would love to get on the Evercade. That's one of the first.
Yes, that needs to happen.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and this would be a great game for that system. You know, the system is littered with little hidden gems, but I think this would be probably not so much a hidden gem and more just a game that I think most people would probably pick up a cart for if it was as part of like one of the Indie Heroes collections or something like that. This would, for me, this would be like Flea. It would sell a cart quite happily, I think. Right, new campaign. We're going to make that happen. The next Indie Heroes cart, it's got to come with 8-bit space too.
That'd be amazing.
It's got to happen.
There's a lot of Easter eggs as well. Like say a lot of the characters are hidden in the game are actually on the Indie Heroes over the years.
Yeah,
so it's quite a cool little Easter egg for people who collect them.
Yeah,
I think that's it. And 100% this needs to be on the Evercade. It's just the perfect kind of platform for a game like this.
I mean, game saves are good as well on the Evercade.
And game saves, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think it would be amazing. That'd be cool. Sorry, I'm rambling.
I always try and
ramble away.
Always try and play Evercade games without using the save state, and then you get to a certain point. It's like, especially with like Flea, I try not to spam the save state, so I like every screen. But I was like, afterwards, I need to save this bit, and then I had a bit of a system, right? So I'd do a save state, and I'd get as far as I could and die, and then I go back, like, right, when I get past that point again, I'll save it, and that will be my next save point. So the point I die will be my next save point on my next run.
That's
and that seemed to work quite well, because then I wasn't like taking the mick too much. Because if I had a really good run and lasted for a while, I was like, right, I've now got to get back to there before I'm going to let myself save it again. But if I'm struggling, then it's like save.
Yeah, I spam it as well.
There was that controversial Roadcraft DX with didn't come out with any sort of save state possibility at all. It was just a case of get good, and then you'll get a run in. And then they introduced the sort of sleep feature where you could save once, and then as soon as you started again on that particular run, if you die, like you couldn't go back to that save point. I was like, that's a good middle ground. That's
a good combo, because that literally allows you to save it, to turn it off and come back later. Yeah, but it doesn't allow you to abuse the save point as a means of getting through the game easier.
No. So no, that was good. Excellent. Well, we are slowly approaching that hour mark, and before we look to sort of close down and link everybody to everything that you have going, something we also like to ask everyone that comes onto the channel is a part called Desert Island Games Room.
Oh, shall I play the video?
We do. Roll VT.
I do have an intro.
He says.
And there you go.
Look at that. Just like being on a desert island with the Moby playing in the background. Tim, I will let you take over because this is your segment.
Hey, yes, I'm actually going to go find my old Google Docs file because we've not done this for a while. I do have a little list of what we've got so far. Because my plan was to eventually come back and be like, what's on the island now? Because there's loads of stuff on here. So I'm going to open up to have a look. So, Simon, over to you. What is, if you were trapped on a desert island and you had one game to keep you occupied until you get rescued, and we don't know how long that's going to be, which game are you going to pick to have with you to play?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think it'll be out of 3. So I think the contenders would be boring one, Football Managers, because it's Football Manager, you can play it forever.
Yeah.
2, a game called Disgaea. I don't know if you've played that strategic RPG game.
Was it called Disgaea?
Disgaea, yeah. That's really cool.
Yes.
You can sort of like go into dungeons and level up your weapons by going to dungeons, got hundreds of levels into it. So that you can play that forever.
Okay.
I think I would have to pick Terraria.
Okay.
Terraria.
It's all about this, yeah, you can explore. It's old school 2D. So yeah, I love Terraria. So I'll play that.
Nice. I've never gotten into Terraria, but my son got really into a really heavily modded version, which looked like it was just going to give him a seizure at one point.
I think my son plays that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Terraria.
this on? What? That's on pretty much anything, isn't it? Terraria?
Yeah, I first played it when I worked for Sony, when I was testing it, and I was on the PSP. And I was just sitting there for even on break. I was like, I don't want to go on break. I'm playing this. I loved it so much. So yeah, then I got it on PC and played it with the kids. So we all played together. You can start playing multiplayer. Awesome. Yeah, it's brilliant. I loved it.
Nice. So what have we got in the Desert Island Games room now, adding Terraria to
tell you, we have got Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Outrun Coast to Coast, Sonic Adventure 2, Stardew Valley, Shadow of the Colossus, Breath of the Wild, Sonic 2, Satisfactory, TXK, Baldur's Gate 3, and how do you pronounce it again?
Terraria.
Terraria.
Like a terrarium.
Terrarium. So quite Sonic heavy, actually. There's 3 Sonic games on that list and no Mario games. So
I feel like somebody needs to put Mario 64 in there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm surprised as well. No one's gone for something like Minecraft because it is just a sandbox game. And I think if you're on a desert island and you have got all the time in the world, it's like I could probably build some weird stuff in Minecraft.
Terraria's like a 2D Minecraft, isn't it? So.
What was that? Sorry.
Terraria's not like a 2D Minecraft. So it's
yes, it is. Yeah. I've seen it. I've never actually played it, but I've heard that a lot of people say it's similar, sort of in its style to Minecraft. And
it's not as abstract. There's more of a story act to it, and there's more depth to it.
What's the other one? I think it's Stardew Valley. That's another sort of island builder farming kind of thing. And I played it very briefly because I tried to get my daughter to play it because I was like, oh, look at this game. It's similar to Minecraft, or you might like it. It's another like sandboxy game. And we put it on and we played it for about 5 minutes. She was like, no, I don't like this game. I think she didn't like the graphical style of like,
too
pixel. Yeah, too pixelated for her. I was like, oh, well, back to Roblox it is.
You tried.
I did. Right. Do you think we had a quick cheeky question from the chat?
We did.
So we had a question from Sheppy. So did you think about putting a jetpack on the dude?
The first one actually has got like a little jetpack and it comes out, but with this one, with the constraints with the sprites, I couldn't quite add a little jetpack on it. So no, I didn't on this one. But I did when I originally made the game. It was gonna have a little jetpack and it had like a little energy meter on it, so you could fly around on it. But it didn't. It didn't really work on a small sort of like static screens. That's what I wanted to keep the game as. I didn't want to start doing scrolling, so I took that out. So
I'm going to ask one extra question on behalf of Dave Newland, who normally in the chat will ask the same question of how do you go about getting the music for the game? What's your process for getting music? I know you said you've got someone working on it for you, but how did that come about and how did you get them working on the music?
I asked on the someone asked to say they were looking for new projects, and I seen he did Doodle World, and obviously he's a really talented guy. So I asked him if he could do music for mine. So he took a look at the game and went, "Yeah, I'll do that." So it's quite simple, really. Music, it's cool.
Did he? Do you know what sort of how he's managed to get that old home computer styled soundtrack? Because it's really quite authentic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, he made it on a tracker, so he made it on NES tracker. So obviously,
Wow.
using all authentic sort of sounds from the NES. So.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, we have just hit that hour mark. Where can people find yourself or Glassfrog Games or all the stuff that you would like people to go and find? Where can they find it?
I've got a Facebook page. That's mostly from the kids' apps, but they can find it there. So Glassfrog Games on Facebook. If they want to see the apps, obviously they can search for Simon Turner on the App Store, or on the Android. You've got Glassfrog Games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am on Twitter, but I've got a really generic Twitter handle, so I can't remember what it is. But if space, you'll find me on there.
Yeah, brilliant. And for people that want to keep an eye out, where you're sort of hopeful for April time for the Kickstarter, so if you want to go and support that, I'm sure Simon would be more than happy to have you come and support the project. That's definitely something I think I'm going to be doing once that's live. So once we're done here, I'm going to be clicking that notify button. But yeah, all that's left to say is just thank you so much for coming on and talking to us, Simon. It's genuinely appreciated. I'm certainly going to look forward to seeing you in July. It is July, isn't it?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say
18th.
that?
Yeah.
I probably should have asked first.
It's out there.
Exclusive. It's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's out there. Tickets aren't on sale yet, but it's out there. Yes.
Okay. I was just really worried I'd pulled a Tom Holland then and
No. You're fine.
just ruined Endgame for everybody. No, perfect. Okay, so yes, I will look forward to seeing you in July.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
No, it's genuinely great. Can't wait to play it with an NES controller. That's going to be all kinds of awesome. Thank you everyone who has joined us along live. You are always very welcome here. For anyone that is new, please consider hitting that subscribe button because that helps us out a great deal. If you have enjoyed the content, give the video a little cheeky thumbs up because that also helps the content quite considerably. If they're not in the descriptions, they certainly will be afterwards. We'll be linking all of Simon's links and all the Glassfrog Games pages. So please do click on there, show the support, show the love, because it's important that we do. And all that is left to say is that we will see you next week. What's next week, Tim? Is it uncensored?
I think it's uncensored. I think it's uncensored next week. Yeah,
uncensored, nice. Where anything could happen. But we probably will talk about games.
Probably talk about games, yeah. And tanks.
Yes,
yes.
The tanks.
Timmy's tanks will make a big return. We're on a winning streak now, so the chat have got to they've got to bring their A game to try and destroy us on that. So we will see you all Tuesday. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the week, and we will see you next week. So good evening, everyone, and see you soon.